Now, I have been obsessed with this small game called, it's not that big a game, you might not have heard of it, called Stardew Valley. Yeah, that was sarcasm. I'm not the greatest at it. Anyway, I put off playing Stardew Valley for so long because of one person who was so aggressive about it that I thought, and also I lived with this person so I couldn't really escape the negativity, that I'm just not going to, because they won't shut up about it. And I'm like that a lot with a lot of fandoms. If people are pursuing me to a point where they get aggressive about joining a fandom or looking into something, I won't do it because I don't want to. So I got really bored and I started just thinking of farming games I played, such as Harvest Moon when I was younger, and I absolutely loved it. It was so peaceful. And then Stardew Valley just kind of popped up on my feed, and I read a few things about it on the wiki, and I didn't go into it blind. I love the game. It's wonderful. I spent far too much time on it, as I should, and it's only been a day. I'm behind on some projects now because of it. I need to learn self-control. But on to something else aside from my lack of self-control and wanting to make sure my chickens are okay. I love the art style, and I looked into the community on Twitter and it was amazing and adorable, and it just seems so wholesome and nice, and the creator, props to the creator, he's so sweet. Anyway, so I've never been into pixel art, but I love the way the game is laid out, and it's just so damn pretty. And I want to try out pixel art for myself, so that's what we're doing here today. And hopefully you will all like this, and not try to laugh at me too much as I fail. I've looked at a few different tutorials on pixel art, and so yeah, let's just see how this goes with some playing about and sketches, and then I'll try to do like a mini illustration with like colour and all that stuff. I'm really looking forward to trying this out because it just looks so cute. And that's why I want to try it out for myself, and why, as you can see here, as I've been talking to you, I've tried to turn one of my simple character sketches into a pixelated character, and I'm not really sure how I think about how this is going. I've tried drawing it the same way I would if I was just doing like normal art with my regular digital brushes, but I don't know, there's just something about it that doesn't seem quite right to me. I try really hard not to look at other people's artwork whenever I'm testing out a new style, because it disheartens me and I feel like I will never be good enough, and that it makes me sad. So I try to avoid that until I feel quite confident with a way and a style that I can do something before I start fangirling over other people's work. But I'm not sure what about it I don't like. I'm thinking maybe trying out a few different brushes. I use Clip Studio Paint, so there are actually a few nice brushes that come with it, and that you can download, which is quite nice. But I'm not sure if anyone here is good at pixel art, or is a big fan of it, or has any like criticisms and like self-improvement things. That would always be very welcome, because you can't improve without proper critique. And that's what I really like about art in general, and different styles and all that. So I decided I would do a little bit of research, not on specific styles, but on pixel games, similar to Stardew Valley and Shovel Knight, mainly to get a feel of how they use the pixels to create simple but effective character designs. I found this is something I've had quite a bit of trouble with, because I don't like the way my characters have been turning out. They either seem too long, or they have too much detail. Maybe I need to use a different character or change the design slightly for the pixelated version. And then of course I tried outlines, which just seemed to make it more clunky, and I get it's pixels, so it's meant to be clunky, but still, I wanted it to be, I didn't want it to have a ton of thick lines. So yeah, this is trial and error as it comes. I'm really curious if anyone watching this video does pixel art or has tried it. What type of style do you prefer, and like any tips, or just tutorials, shared in the comments down below would be really great. Not just for me, but also for anyone else that wants to get into pixel art, because it's super cute, and it seems a lot easier, in a sense, to get expressively in game and narrative than overly realistic 3D models. Now, I'm not saying that the overly realistic stuff is bad. If anything, it looks amazing. But there's the whole uncanny valley that it sometimes breaks into, and that's what really freaks me out. So I try to stick with more cutesy, slightly creepy, but in a more stylized sense whenever it comes to my artwork. And I just seem to like it more in other art. I mean, it looks amazing, some of the realistic stuff, absolutely beautiful, but I don't know why. I like to draw in order to escape realism and life, and that's why I like all the little projects I do. It just takes me away from the stresses of life and looking at people's faces. And that sounds mean, but I don't mean it in a mean way. I'm sure anyone who has a part-time job or works with the general public, or just is a little antisocial and likes their peaceful times in general, will understand. Okay, so sadly I lost a little bit of the video footage as I was designing, but I was able to make a little bit of a character portrait, which I thought was really cute and came out okay, which I'm quite proud of. And now it has given me the confidence to try a illustration using one of my older sketches that I kind of just had in a sketchbook and wanted to try something with it. Now I ended up picking a few different colours that I really liked, and I knew for a definite I wanted to do a nature scene because nature is pretty, you can't really mess it up. So no matter what I do, it will look hopefully a little bit decent. And I kept it fairly simple, and so far I'm really liking how it's going. All the different shades of green are really bouncing off of each other nicely, and it's showing where the light is coming from. However, instantly after doing this, I found that I would not be doing my sketch. Instead, I would be doing something with treetops and looking at the sky through the trees, which is actually something I really like doing, and just watching the sky, and it's just very relaxing. And why is this video all about stuff I like relaxing to? I don't know. Let me know what you like to relax to down below, because I'm worried. Is the stuff that I'm relaxed to normal, or am I a bit of a nut job? But either way, so far, using basic shapes and being able to use colouring to show the lighting has worked out best. I did try to give the trees some fancy branches, but it just seemed to look weird, so I ended up just fiddling about a bit more and changing a few things completely just to make it more simplistic. And I found that's the good thing with puzzle art. It's good to be simplistic, but you need to find that right balance. So I guess it's kind of like the uncanny valley when using realism and making things realistic. With pixel art, you have to be simplistic, but also if you're too simple, it won't catch attention and it might just look weird. And it's done. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I know it's not perfect and I do need more practice, but I really like how this has turned out for my first time and with trial and error. Sorry if a few things suddenly just popped up on the illustration at the end. I did lose a little bit of footage here and there because my recorder was acting up and I think my laptop needs attention. I don't know what's happening. But anyway, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And I'm really looking forward to getting into the pixel art community that I've found on Twitter. It just looks so nice and sweet, and the stuff is amazing. And I'm just so excited. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. This was really fun for me, and I hope this either gets you into pixel art or you have an appreciation for it. If you thought it was crap, then, well, yeah, that's your opinion. So yeah, you have an opinion, that's great. And if you do know a lot about pixel art and you've just been face palming this whole time, then I'm sorry, I tried my best, I'm a beginner. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. So yeah, I will practice more of this. Hopefully I can make some more videos and it won't be late like it was this week. Sadly, my schedule has gotten hectic and I should really learn self-control when playing Stardew Valley. So yeah, actually I think I'm gonna go play some now, so I'll see you next time.